Hopefully everyone loads in first time. We've had some issues before.
Yeah, we do have the legendary auto DC coming out of one of the Simple 5 players. And I think it is Teacup that
Yes.
actually has the auto DC.
Hopefully this isn't going to be an issue in this game. But we go into the draft. And on that note, I'm expecting to see a Centaur and a Dazzle ban, the Ember Spirit ban out, and the Invoker. That is generally what I expect to see, and you certainly want to ban out Dazzle / Centaur against Lucid Lunatics, since Piscad does like to play the Dazzle and Filich on the Centaur. There goes the Ember, Simple 5, and maybe the Invoker ban.
Ember 4, Wraith King ban in second phase.
I suppose these teams do run the Wraith.
Twillis does enjoy playing that support Wraith King.
Remaining.
Yes, it is a common pickup for the Lucid Lunatics.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
But we'll see what we get from this draft, and we're already into reserve time in the first bans for the Simple 5. Maybe they're thinking, maybe we can target bans against the Lucid Lunatics. Lucid Lunatics do have some oddball picks, to put it bluntly. I mean,
It's
King,
a decision that Simple 5 are currently making. They don't have the first pick, so they're deciding, right, which of the OP cores are we going to leave open? And what 2 OPs do we want back in return?
Well, there goes the Invoker, Lucid Lunatics banning that out. And with the AA removed, Centaur taken out as well, Lycan is in the pool.
Lycan.
Dire team pick.
It doesn't even need saying.
What thing is okay, so we've now got the Dazzle is open, Nyx is open.
I
Don't
should
think
think
they've won this
actually
trade.
Vengeful Spirit will be the pickup, since Teacup has played Venge the majority of games so far that we have cast for the Simple 5. And there's the Dazzle, which honestly doesn't surprise any of us. I'm expecting it to be combo with the VS, and we're looking for the big AoE Aura draft that we've seen before out of the Simple 5.
It's either gonna be I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick up the Batrider right now. Otherwise, they're really not winning this trade of giving up a Lycan. Okay, they've lost that trade up against a Lycan for the first picks anyway.
Well,
If
picking up
Lucid
the
Lunatics now
Mirana...
if Lucid Lunatics now pick up the Batrider, really Simple 5 have got a major game on their hands.
In my mind, this is going to be a very hard one to stop. Mirana and Dazzle don't really bring any anti-push to the table, and Lycan is just going to run rampant, especially now we've got a Shadow Shaman, wards are now down. I'm expecting other big push power heroes.
Team ban.
Out goes the Batrider. Lucid Lunatics don't really want anything to stop this potential push, and could we potentially see the Chen? Could we see the Enchantress? What other options do we have coming out of the push? Auras are certainly very valid as well. Beastmaster could be picked up. We could see a Luna. We could see a Vengeful Spirit.
Remaining.
These are heroes that I'm expecting somewhere down the line. Luna at the very fringe of the picks, but certainly the rest of them.
Dire team ban.
And there goes the Nyx Assassin.
I wouldn't be surprised to see JB just picking up the Drow in this in this strategy, because they obviously know how much the Necro 3 ranged minion, 120 base damage. Then you take into what the Drow, the Precision Aura, the active does, is every range creep, whatever the Precision Aura gives you, that range creep is going to hurt.
They are setting up for JB's Drow, and they've not banned it out. They banned out the Chen, and, well, JB runs Drow either in the mid lane or in the off lane we have seen so far, and it's usually Treads, Mask of Madness, Blink Dagger, and then you look for a late BKB. And it has been effective in past drafts.
10 seconds remaining.
And I can't really think of any other options Lucid would go, because they love this Aura stack strategy. They absolutely love it, and I believe even the Shadow Shaman wards benefit out of the Precision Aura.
I don't actually think they do. They're not classed as a minion.
That will take a little bit of research, but I'm pretty sure they did at one point. And again, patch notes change, things shift. Welcome to Dota. Now, Lucid Lunatics did take out the Storm Spirit. This does leave Simple 5 with the next pick or ban, and honestly, they need something that can stand against this pushing power. And options, well, there's a puck that's going to help silence up the Shadow Shaman and crew, but Lycan will just eat that puck for a snack before he moves on to the meat of the meal, which will be the towers. He's just going to look for those towers and those racks, and right now I'm predicting a 25 to 30 minute game, nothing longer. And Simple 5 needs something that can handle this push. Something, Alchemist could work, get the negative armor on the table, or Gyrocopter would be better. Other options...
10 seconds remaining.
Well, if they take the VS to deny the aura being available for the Lucid Lunatics, that could work.
5 seconds remaining.
And for their final pickup run, oh, clockwork now for Lucid.
So I just want to jump in that the Precision Aura has never affected wards. Didn't think it had.
God damn it.
Has never affected wards. Because it was... You couldn't actually program that into Dota 1, and there was never a problem with that. But can you imagine how imbalanced that would be?
That combination would actually be, yes, hence why it occurred to me.
10 seconds remaining.
Not only that, Venomancer wards.
True, and Venomancer
5
could be
seconds
another option
remaining.
here for the second support of Lucid. I'm still just waiting for that Drow pickup from Lucid.
Reserve time.
Simple 5, what else can they run to stop this push? They need something big and tanky that can handle this. Any other options that spring to mind, Duke?
They are really in a difficult position right now. And obviously, whenever I'm trying to think of what tanky heroes I can pick up, I've forgotten every other hero that is not in front of me.
The other thing they could pick up is a Beastmaster to try to stun out the Lycan and use the axes to try to cleave down the waves. They really need some form of AoE clearance. The Gyrocopter, the Beastmaster, other options. You could technically pick up something like a DK, but it doesn't really work in my mind. The Lifestealer won't cut it. The push will just be too much for a Lifestealer to handle.
But the thing is, they don't have to deal with the push. They've got a puck with a Lifestealer infest. You don't. As soon as they move up to push, you initiate. You don't wait for them to set up their push. Also, I wouldn't be surprised to see Simple 5 pick up an Earthshaker as their last pick, or something completely outside of every box ever imagined.
10 seconds
An
remaining.
Earthshaker could work, and to an extent an Elder Titan could as well, and that would back up that
5
Lifestealer and
seconds
would help
remaining.
against the Lycan, but... What other options do we have here? I mean, they're going to go for the
Reserve
Drow,
time.
so the Puck's going to jump in onto the Drow and try to deny the ultimate from triggering, since if you've got anyone in melee range, Drow doesn't get the extra damage. And other things we could see here for the Lucid Lunatics. Nyx Assassin VS. Nyx Assassin, I believe, is actually banned out though, but the VS for the Aura is going to be very strong.
Right now, I'm actually leaning away from potentially the Drow Ranger. What other ones they could pick up? The
DK is still in there. There's the Venomancer.
The TA would be a
Radiant
really
team
nice one
ban.
for me to see here. You've got another solid potential carry, because obviously Lycan is very, very strong as a carry, but you don't really want to limit yourself down to one. So the
10
TA would
seconds
work really
remaining.
well against the puck. It's fairly decent. You can stand your ground up against the
5
first 6
seconds
hits of a
remaining.
Lifestealer. If you get Refraction 1v1 against him, the Meld will just reduce his
Reserve
armor,
time.
and he doesn't have a lot to begin with. So Lycan,
5
the Medallion,
seconds
will even
remaining.
rip through him even more. That's just the hero I would like to see right now.
Dire
Oh,
team
they're going to
ban.
ban out the Rubik, which I don't really understand out of S5.
They could be looking at what happens if they run a Venomancer core. Venomancer core would absolutely
Radiant
basically
team
allow
pick.
Puck to get nothing in mid, or at least it would just keep out mid permanently pushed.
Fair enough, and it'll be a tide, hence the Rubik ban, which is going to
Dire
try to
team
lock
pick.
down and stun out this lineup, but really if they drop wards and ward up a tower and such and then move back, not going to... What the hell is that? What in Divinity's Edge are they... We have a Meepo! I'm sorry, I must have fallen into some parallel dimension. Words, Duke?
Nope, I don't have any today. Come back next week.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, we are done here on the English cast. We've just seen Insanity. They're going to be packing me off to a rubber room any moment. On that note, let us introduce the teams as soon as the time.
We don't need to introduce the teams. Just introduce the Meepo. That's it. That's all anyone cares about anymore.
Okay, playing for the Lucid Lunatics on the Meepo, we have JB. On Meepo 2, we have JB. You get the idea. Either way, we've got JB on the Meepo. We've got Piskad on the Venomancer. We've got Kangash Khan on the Lycan. We've got Twilight on the Shadow Shaman. And finally, rounding off the side for the Lucid Lunatics, we've got Filich down on that Clockwork Goblin. For the flip side of the coin, however, for the Simple 5, we have a Puck on MTN LOL. We have on the Lifestealer Dagaz, Stibby on the Marana, Teacup on the Dazzle, and finally, bringing up the rear, we've got Jonil on that Tidehunter. This is the second time I've seen him play Tidehunter in a row. The first time, he was solid on it. He tried to go toe-to-toe with, what was it? It was a Centaur, and he didn't get the good side of that engagement. That was Jonil up against Solon. And that was when you were away.
He actually played that lane quite well.
He did.
30 seconds
He
to battle.
actually outfarmed Solon, got his levels. The problem is the rest of the team had lost their lanes.
Well, it's going to boil down to how well he can do up against a Clockwork. Now, Tide versus Clockwork, how's that matchup work? Because in my mind, it's going to be a case of, level 1 Cogs, level 2 Battery Assault, level 3 Battery Assault, and just walk him down. Since Anchor Smash doesn't really care about Battery Assault.
For good.
The thing is Kraken Shell is just so good recently.
True, but does Kraken Shell really negate that much out of the Battery Assault?
I don't think it does, but I think he just can get tanky enough that it won't make too much of a difference.
No, Battery Assault's magical, so it doesn't get mitigated at all by the Kraken Shell. We got a level 1 arrow attempt flying through for the Meepo, but not going to catch him this time. And this is a mid-Meepo up against a Puck.
No.
So I've pretty much seen it all now. And finally, on the top lane, as we've got Kangash Khan going up against Dagaz, and we do have 2 supports rotating up as we get a long-range arrow attempt. Gonna impact another creep. Nice try again from Stibby. All it'll take is 1 arrow to be a kill. Now we've got Twilight rotating and could see a potential engagement here. We do have the potential CC could be skilled up by Shadow Shaman. He's still not spent his point yet.
The thing is, look at the Marana. Their mana.
Yeah, there's not going to be a chance for another arrow, not for a good 30 seconds, if not more. Her regen is not that good. It's actually 0.6, so we're looking for more about a minute before she's going to be able to throw another arrow. Just slightly disappointing.
Oh, also mid.
My
This is not a
pet,
time in
thank
which you
you.
want to be playing Meepo with 45 damage up against a 65 of Puck.
Indeed, and honestly, I don't know about the Meepo. We will see how well his micro is.
The thing is, it absolutely destroys a Lifestealer. You think about the Geostrike that goes through BKB.
It goes through Rage, and it is a very powerful slow, as well as the dot.
First
And level 2 Meepo is up. There it is on the bottom line. I was just waiting for this. Filich does manage to kill out John L. I missed the first blood again, not my knight. Since Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane generally is where the kill will be. But Filich does pick up first blood. He's opted for 2 points up in the Rocket Flare, not opting for maxing Battery Assault when he's against a melee hero. And in my mind, with this clarity, he's just going to go in again as soon as he has the health for it.
He doesn't have enough mana for it. The Anchor Smash, having ridiculous range, was able to cancel off the clarity.
Oh, back
Also,
up in the
in
top
his-
lane, we've got just CC being thrown between the... CC and Harass being thrown between the 2 Tri-Lanes. But I don't think we're going to see any potential kill up there for a second. And JB's getting harassed back by MTN pretty hardcore here. And, well, with this matchup, even with the other Meepo, who is in the top lane, I was expecting him to be on the easy camp, but I suppose easy camp isn't exactly viable. So another arrow will be thrown and miss. We do have enough mana in a few seconds for another arrow, which could potentially
He's going to try and land an Earthbind.
And then we could see the potential poof initiation up here already. That's only 3 minutes into the game. All it'll take is the Earthbind. Ward's seen it, but now Dagaz, the Earthbind, however, is thrown on the Raging Nakes, which does not work. However, they've caught him this time. There's the CC. Shallow Grave used. They need to get him once more. I don't think they're going to have enough, but it'll take us one right click to come through. There it is. The other shock being enough to clean that up, and JB coming in for those early level 3 ganks, which... well, only level 4 ganks, but still, ganks this early, they feel wrong. They seriously feel wrong.
Actually, Lucid was actually going to die anyway, even through the grave. Geostrike has a small dot after you leave them.
True, but he didn't manage to get a right click hit at the end of that, did he? Then again, I think, did Jonil die again? Yes, Jonil did die again while we were chasing that little fight up on the top lane. Village just finding all of the potential kills right now. And Tide really not doing very well up against the clock. Must respect the potential damage at a clock, and now he's got that second point up in battery assault, so we're looking for that early aggression that we are hoping to see out to Village.
Rockets is just going to scout runes, which surprised me since they... oh no, that was actually from Village. Do they actually have a rune ward? Without going for the bottle onto the Meepo, there really isn't any.
I think not.
There's no point in it. I mean, for the Meepo, I don't know, am I expecting a mechanism? Do I expect an early blink? They're both options. I mean, I've seen Notal play Meepo enough time to know they are both good items on him, but what order do we see them picked up on?
Actually, no. Actually, I would have preferred to see them at least get a rune ward, because you don't want to see a puck get a invis rune or a haste without you having at least some warning of it.
Well, we do have the supports rotating down for Simple 5 again. Maybe looking for that potential arrow on the Meepo, but Meepo's not here. He's in the jungle, and he's in the base. Too many Meepos! Now, well, as this game sort of breaks down into the carnage that's going to be the next few minutes, as Meepo's going to be rotating around with one Meepo, maybe farming with the other and ganking with one, I would guess. Village is continuing to farm out down here on the bottom lane. He's got 3 points up and hook shot, so he's got his level 7, and this is really a strong position for Village. And all he's looking is one hook shot. One hook shot spells the doom of Jonil right here. And again, up on this top lane, we have a try versus try still that's kicking off. Kangaskhan getting the harass thrown at him. And how's the CS looking on this lane? We've got a 21-4 Lycan versus a 20-2 Lifestealer, so it's very close between these two. Supports-wise, well, that's 1-7 in terms of CS and denies for Piscad, so quite in favour right now with the Lucid Lunatics. And this does not surprise me, even with the Meepo pick. And they did get a kill up here because of that Meepo, and it was on the Lifestealer. JB is lurking. He wants to potentially...
how well Dagaz has farmed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. It has no arms
True,
to
he does
defend
have
itself.
his boots and he's got a Orb of Venom, but that much up against this lane surprises me. And JB's just lurking up here, not even poofing the easy camp, which I think he could be doing this time instead of just having it sit back. And it's really just gank protection up there. And he's really not farming anywhere on either Meepo right now.
The reason he's playing back is and keeping the Meepo up there is the due to the invis rune on the puck.
This is very true, but the invis isn't even being popped yet. And he's still present on the map, and we do get full treads now delivered out for MTN, who's going to be TPing top. And now we've got the potential for a fight here. The arrow does miss, but Earthbind does drop on Teacup. In comes the Dream Call from the puck, but it's not going to be enough. Down goes the Dazzle, now looking for more, but JB might take a fall here on one of his Meepos, but there's the Sheep, and now comes the turnaround damage. Silence goes out, but is it going to be enough to stay alive? And the rockets fly, but no. MTN manages to stay standing. So they lose the Lifestealer, and that's a pretty big kill.
That was the reason for a Meepo sitting up there.
There is no reason for a Meepo!
There's always a reason.
That's like saying there's a reason for techies.
There's many reasons for techies.
No. The only reason for Meepo is if you're fanatic.
You only hate what you can't understand.
This much is true. This much is actually very true, considering. But no, Lycan is continuing to farm up. He's at 33 for 9. He's got his level 5. We're going to be looking for that level 6 up as soon as possible, and then we're looking for that all-important push with that Metamorphosis. Now back on this bottom lane. Village up against John Hill still. John Hill's trying to farm up as best he can. He does have his level 7. He's not TP'd with that Ravage at all yet. And in my mind, that's going to be what's key. We need to see more rotations coming out of John Hill.
All alone in the world, being attacked.
The pings are going out there from Puck, but more like telling him to get back. As top lane, we've got the supports rotating in. And, well, Meepo TPing in mid does have a DD popped. Can he find a kill on MTN? I don't think that's going to be that easy.
It's almost impossible, really, for the Meepo to kill the Puck.
Yes, I'm very inclined to agree. And what JB needs is to get an early level 11. That would help out with his just control completely. And he needs the other Meepo farming for that. Speaking of Meepo farming here, he's coming bottom lane. Could see the potential on the Tide. With Village here, this is just madness. Now, with hookshot from Village, this will be enough to kill John, even if he dives onto the tower.
On top, the Gale lands.
Well, Arrow will fly, no kill there, and Shackles is more than enough to bring Daggers down. The Shallow Grave comes in, though. They need the Ravage up here, and Ravage will be coming with any luck.
No,
it got cancelled on the pot lane. Lifestealer goes down once more. Now they look for MTN, and he will go down in a few more right clicks, as we've got Kangaskhan on low HP going to be falling back. A couple of right clicks is all it needs, but can't secure the kill on MTN once again.
Meepo's in the trees at bottom.
Indeed, pings are there.
Okay. What happened is Clockwork jumped in onto the Tide Hunter. Tide Hunter ravaged him under tower, got that massive leap from the ankle smash and the gush, killed him, and then was able to juke JB through the trees.
Well, the cancelling of that TP. The cancel of that TP was the all-important thing. If that Ravage came up onto the top lane, that could have been a wipe of the lane for Lucid Lunatics. Very strong positioning so far, though, out of Lucid. We'll take a quick look at the graphs at the 10-minute mark. Experience, well, this is mainly because of Meepo, but that's about a 2.5k advantage. Whereas gold...
Actually, Meepo hasn't achieved that much.
No, he hasn't.
He's 400 experience ahead of the Puck. That's it.
Gold is 3k in advantage of Lucid. And that's going to start climbing when... Yeah, that's kills, and that's going to start climbing greatly when the towers start to fall. But honestly, Meepo is... As there comes the hook shot, and they're going to catch Teacup. The Shallow Grave is there. Down goes the Venomancer, though. They need to get some counter kills here. Teacup should take a fall. Yes, he does. And down goes Mirana to boot. They even find the Lifestealer once again. That's another 3 kills for 1 trade in favour of the Lucid Lunatics.
Yeah, they jumped off the Piscad, a nice TP coming in from Village, and Kangaskhan just went to town with that ulti form.
Indeed. And this gold lead from kills is starting to grow, and as I mentioned before, when towers start falling, it's going to be very strong in favour of Lucid. But back up on this bottom lane, we still need impact from Jonel. There has been no impact at all from the Tide, apart from a single kill on Clock down here on this bottom lane. He really has not done much. What you were saying about experience on the Meepo, I do agree. Meepo generally does build a greater level advantage very quickly, and we're just not seeing it out of this Meepo.
The thing is, he's making such an impact on other lanes with these ganks that a lot of times when you see Meepo, he will, or when you see an effective Meepo, he'll take a greater concentration of farm, and he will just get as many levels as possible, and then just become so over-leveled that it's impossible to deal with him. But he's saying, well, if they're able to kill me, which they can with their lineup, throwing off the Ravage, the Dream Coil into the Lifestealer, because Meepo does build a lot of health. He's making sure the Lycan's ahead, so the Lycan would be able to just clean up where he can't.
But Lycan is such a powerful hero on his own right, with almost 100% ban status that he so rightfully deserves. He doesn't really need someone to boost him like that, in my mind. Then again, he's building this lead on the Lycan before any tower even falls. And I suppose with Meepo and Lycan and Shadow Shaman, you're just looking for that early Roshan, and well...
Well, there's not even a Lycan here.
No, not even a Lycan here. They don't even need the Lycan. They just have JB. In comes the Orb. That's a huge kill. Down goes the Meepo. Now looking for Twilis. The stun is there. Piscad taking a good amount of damage, but MTN gets galed. Down. Well, look at this. Look at that very, very low HP. Dies to the Roshan, but they do manage to find themselves a Shadow Shaman for the kill. Very good engagement there coming out of S5. Now, there's the impact I was hoping from Jonel. And now, well, Village is on the ball, though. He's going to try to bring down Jonel. Arrow will fly, not going to land. Gush will go out, but no, there's going to be no chance to follow this up. As Roshan is very low. This could be exactly what S5 need to get back on the ball. Kill that Roshan. Get that Aegis.
TP, two there. Lycan's coming from the top.
Well, this fight's going to kick off again. Stibby lurking around. They need to get this Roshan. He's so low they cannot afford to ignore it anymore.
Okay, they don't have a. They don't have either the Dream Coil or the
here comes Kangash Khan. Metamorphosis is down. MTN gets Shallow Grave, but it's not going to be enough. Village does get a massive cogs, catching Stibby. Did they kill the Puck? No, Puck is still alive, but Mirana goes down. Lifestealer goes down, and now comes the chase. Village, he doesn't have hookshot for 22 seconds. Can he find anyone else? No, he can't. So it's going to be back to the big man in the Rosh pit, and he's going to be the order of business.
And there was massive damage coming out of JB in that.
Indeed, 2 poofs. That's nearly 3 poofs now. He's up at level 10, 600 experience with all it takes, and that's going to be farmed up in seconds.
I'd like to say there's already 3 Meepos.
What?
It's level 10 for double Meepo. it's 3, 10, 17.
And this is why you can figure I don't play Meepo. But JB does get silenced out. There's going to be no chance of spoofing that easily.
I have the I'd like to say good fortune. But I know a person who very, very much likes to play Meepo quite consistently.
How can that be good fortune?
Well, it just gives me a wider variety. Well, I just understand more, really. MTN will take a lot of damage from Piscad, and this is why you don't like to see, even though it's a core Venomancer, max out that Gale, you max out the Poison Sting, and you just keep hitting them, and because they can't run away fast enough. And there's just so much damage going on that most heroes would die to that.
Well, we have the potential going up to the top lane. Kangash Khan gets arrowed, long range, going to be stunned out for a good few seconds, but in come the TPs. Twilight is here, Sheep goes out on Stibby and drops the Serpent Wards. Now they need to get the net, catches 2. Jonil caught out of position. Do they have Ravage? Ravage up in 3, 2, 1 seconds. Do we have the big Ravage? Yes, we do. Big Ravage catches Kangash Khan, gets JP as well as Twilight. They bring down the Meepo, but down goes the Tidehunter in exchange, but in comes JB back with that Aegis. They even find MTN lol on that Puck. What could have been a big Ravage goes the other way. And they catch Dagaz as well with a long-range net. That's going to be the end of that. And the Tier 1 still stands. Now we see the potential push coming out of the Lucid Lunatics, and this Tier 1 won't be standing long.
Right, that fight came down to the fact that the Ravage got off,
top tower is under attack.
Ensnare on 2, catching those 2 just before the Ravage was key, just keeping the positioning in their favour.
Well, the thing is, Tidal was fine, even where he was. The Dazzle saved him from not actually dying, but he didn't have the Ravage where he was originally standing, and the Meepo was actually able to land his poofs just before the Ravage hit, so he wasn't. That damage still was in effect.
Aye, and then you consider all those Meepos that were hitting with those Earthbind, the Geostrike right clicks were also empowered by the Howl of the Lycan. It's quite a very strong combination they've got there. And imagine 5 Meepos plus Lycan's Howl at max level. How much extra damage would that be? That would be 250 extra damage from just Howl alone.
Yeah. Okay, that's 250, but it's actually 78 extra damage per Meepo based on Geostrike. So now you times that by 5, you're now looking at 380 extra damage per hit on a Meepo. Then you take into account it's got 70 right click already. He's got a Blink Dagger. He poofs in. That's at least 800 to 1,000 damage already. Now you're looking at that you've lost 1,000 health, and now you're just going to get one shot down by a multitude of Meepos.
Well, I think it's going to be the first time I've said it in this tournament, but what in Divinity's Edge is this going on in this game as we get another poof in, looking for the Puck, but not this time. It will, however, be a mid-tier 1 tower on for the order of business. We do have the rotation coming in to defend this, though, but that's not going to be a very easy tower to defend when Meepo gets on top of it with Kangash Khan. They need Tide there with Ravage, and Ravage is still down for 10 seconds. When that Ravage comes up, we're looking for potentially a key fight, and they can bring down that Meepo. They've proven they could, but now the Aegis is not there to keep that Meepo back. And now Necro's coming online as well. That's a Necro 2 for Kangash Khan. When I thought we would see Drow, which is JB's usually unorthodox hero, I was not expecting this in exchange.
Boom! There it goes.
What else do we have lurking around? Twilight is on the Ancients, does have his Blink Dagger ready to go, so he can drop CC as well. And, well, Got to be very careful of the potential initiation. They've got blink daggers on 2 heroes. They got Village with the hook shot. Piscad could go for a dagger on that Venomancer, but I don't see him needing it.
The Life Stealer needs to go mid right now. They need to make the play rather than wait.
If they initiate when the tower's already dead, is no point. They need him down here now. And the potential Infest Bomb is very powerful, but there's the Howl. This is the kind of damage we need. And in comes the TPs. Ravage drops. It's not going to be enough. Dagaz going to try to get involved in this fight, but Piscad's just going to force stuff himself out. Arrow will fly. Lands, but Jonil just getting shredded by JB. Trying to bring him down. And Dagaz going to be on the receiving end of this Earthbind as well. JB could take a fall here, though. One more right click will be all it takes. But he can't get the distance. Yes, he can. Long range here. Geostrike is so powerful with 2 Meepos on him. But now we've got Mirana going to go down to the Shadow Shaman Woods. Triple kill up for Kangash Khan. Kangash Khan wasn't even in that fight on that Lifestealer. He was just chasing everyone else. And now they've got the Tier 1, a full 5-man team wipe, and what will be a push on a Tier 2. This is starting to get out of control and ridiculously quickly. Experience. When I last looked at it, it was about 3k. Now it's at 12k plus advantage. Gold, 12k plus gold advantage as well. There is a steamroller coming down the mid lane, and I'm not sure S5 can stand.
Yeah, about to have a Aghanim set up on this Clockwork. But that fight was all Twillis. What the Hex onto the puck completely destroyed that. No Dream Coil, nothing. Actually, still, was they actually able to? Actually, no, did buy back. I think he bought back and jumped back into the fight. Yeah, he did.
Well, for this core of Meepo, he's almost got an Ags.
Yep, the same with the Clockwork. Clockwork will have his Ags just after this next creep.
Well, let's take a quick look around the map then and assess what the heroes have got.
MTN needs to be careful.
Oh.
Or, yeah, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
The Meepo decided to back off and Twillis was not in range for a Blink Hex. Donald hiding in the trees, Ravage in 40 seconds. Actually, is scouted out, will walk out through the walls, so not going to try and get a sneaky position to Blink Ravage.
Well, we'll take a quick look around the map while they're giving us a little gap in the air. Venomancer, he's got that mechanism, all-important mech, so he's going to love his team, and his team are going to love him. On that Clockwork, we do have that Aghanim Scepter about to be completed when he gets back to the Fountain. For the Shadow Shaman, we got that Blink Dagger online. For the Meepo, we have Aghanims flying out to him now, so that's an extra Meepo in there. Going to try to catch MTM, but that's not an easy catch.
Yeah, he did get that silence off quickly.
Flip side of the coin, though, Teacup
Earthbind
has effectively just wards. He's being the good ward guy. Good guy warder. Jonil does have a Blink Dagger on that Tide. On the Mirana of Stibby, we have nothing, which really hurts to see. On MTN, we have a Blink Dagger and a potential Null Talisman, which can be built into many other things.
Well, actually, on MTL, we have a Lifestealer.
Yep. And Tide... sorry, the Lifestealer does have the potential engagement here, and they will go in for this. Jonil does get... Oh,
nice cancel.
No, he didn't cancel. That was stunned out by that Rocket Barrage. Now in comes the initiation, but they try to silence out Kangash Khan, and now drops the ult. This is going to be big. Ravage drops. They kill 1. They kill 2. Now they need to get Twilight before he can CC too much. Teacup will go down here though, but in comes JB, killing 1, killing 2. Can he get Dagaz? Yes, he will. And he could potentially get another kill here, but no, Twilight will steal it away. That's a 5 for 2 trade. GG called. Meepo 2 I'm not going to finish that sentence.
Meepo carry.
Dire victory.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, Lucid Lunatics with a very strong showing, winning in less than 22 minutes. Any thoughts, Duke?
One of the teams, we're going to pick something completely out of the box. Meepo has built his own box, and it's a circle.
Why? Why do you do this to me? Either way. Fun times aside, Meepo's picked, which I think is going to get edited somewhere. I really don't know what to say regarding this game. We had a very strong showing from the Lucid Lunatics. They've done what they always do. They pick very strong push lineups, and normally we see just the aura strategy from them, but no, this time we see something completely different, and I really can't think a name for it this time. S5 just got me-pwned.